Horrible! Russia BTR-82 fighting vehicle on brutal destroy by Ukraine troop in close combat in Kursk. In Kursk Oblast, western Russia, 3 of Ukraine's heaviest brigades are locked in a fierce battle with Russian Marines and North Korean troops attacking from 2 directions. The battle is an apocalyptic one that has cost Russia and possibly North Korea dozens of vehicles and hundreds of lives. That doesn't mean Russia won't win. The Kremlin has built a manpower machine to send replacement troops into battle. Of course, that machine can't function forever, but there's no sign of running out of raw materials anytime soon. In the Kursk direction, the enemy is regrouping, the Ukrainian Center for Defense Strategy notes. On August 6, Ukrainian forces strong enough to include perhaps a dozen 400-man battalions from half a dozen brigades broke through Russian defenses along the border at Kursk and quickly seized 400 square miles of the oblast. Kiev's goal, it seems, is to seize a chunk of Russian territory to bolster its position in future ceasefire negotiations. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his troops to retake Kursk by October 1, a deadline that has clearly been missed. But Russia's counterattack has managed to chip away at that vital territory, gradually reducing Ukrainian control to about 270 square miles. Now Putin wants the rest of Kursk back, and he's clearly willing to trade thousands of Russian lives for it. The new sense of urgency may be tied to Republican Donald Trump's victory in the U.S. presidential election on November 5. Trump has vowed to end the war in Ukraine before his inauguration in January. Trump's unlikely proposal, which currently lacks a realistic enforcement mechanism, would freeze the front lines where they are. For Ukraine, that would mean losing 45,000 square miles of occupied territory. For Russia, that would mean losing 270 square miles of Kursk. Unless, of course, those Russian Marines and their thousands of North Korean allies can retake Kursk before a possible ceasefire. The Russian effort is hasty and clumsy. Storming Ukrainian positions with newly manufactured BTR-82 wheeled armored personnel carriers on November 7, Russia and its allies from the 810th Naval Infantry Brigade have been attacking the northern edge of the salient. At the same time, the notorious war crimes 155th Naval Infantry Brigade is advancing farther west. Three heavily armed Ukrainian formations, the 95th Air Assault Brigade, the 47th Mechanized Brigade with American-made M1 tanks and M2 fighting vehicles, and the newly reorganized 17th Heavy Mechanized Brigade are blasting through the infantry-laden BTRs almost as fast as the 810th Naval Infantry Brigade can send them. After a cursory survey of drone video, open-source intelligence analysts have identified at least 3 BTR graveyards in and around the village of Pogrebki. The graphic footage depicts piles of dead Russian soldiers. Still, some BTRs managed to overcome Ukrainian mines, drones, artillery, and missiles to push the front line more than a mile from their positions in October, and more Russian and Allied troops are coming. North Korea is not the only ally. According to the Center for Defense Strategy, Russian training facilities in occupied Crimea also funnel mercenaries from African countries and Cuba to the 810th Marine Infantry Brigade.